Greetings to all my Century Galaxy, it's Century Man here, so back again with another episode of the MCU Movie Review Series. So today I'm reviewing the 7th movie of Phase 3 of the MCU, that is Avengers Infinity War. This is not just the best movie of Phase 3 of the MCU, this is going to be the best movie that the MCU ever produced. 2018 marks the 10-year anniversary since the start of the MCU, that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's very debatable if you compare it to this movie and Endgame, which one's the greatest MCU movie of all time. For me, I have to go with Infinity War. I'll get to Endgames in the future. So this movie was released in April of 2018. I saw it at the time in cinemas with my friend. Loved it. And then I saw it second time on TV. My opinions on this movie, still the same. And then the third time on the Disney Plus app, still the same. Still the same. It's just like, it was really good. Good storytelling. It's planting the seeds of Endgames, And this is the Thanos movie, That is the movie, is the Thanos movie. It's focused on Thanos, played by Josh Brolin. And he knocked this movie out of the park, man. It's just like, I saw another Josh Brolin film in the same year, I'm talking about 2018, that was Deadpool 2. He plays Cables, that's another future movie review for another time. That was another good movie. I saw two good superhero movies at the time in 2018. Actually three, Black Panther, Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Venom, for me, I like it. Other people say Venom sucked. Anyway, so let's talk about the beginning of the movie. Let's start with the beginning of Infinity War. It starts with, Thanos and his crew, evaded the Asgardian ship. And all the Asgardians are basically killed by Thanos. Loki looks like no scratch on him. He looks fine. Basically Thanos is going after the Infinity Stone. That's his motive in this movie, is the Infinity Stone. And I think I fucked up the names of the Infinity Stone. I think it was at when I reviewed Dark World. It's just like there's 6 stones. You got the I think he got the Power Stone. He's going after the Space Stone. That's the light blue stone. So yeah, there's 6 Infinity Stones. You got you got the Space Stone, you got the Power Stone, the Reality Stone, the Soul Stone, the Time Stone, and the Mind Stone. I was kind of like forgetting, going a blank, The Soul Stone is part of this movie. You got the Tesseract, that was in... I think it was in the post-credit scene of Thor 1, and then Captain America 1, and Avengers, Avengers 1, that was Loki's staff. That was the giant cube. The Earther, that was in Dark World. The Orb, that was the Power Stone, that was in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. The Mind Stone, that was in Vision's forehead. That was in, Age of Ultron. The Time Stone, that was in Doctor Strange, and the Soul Stone, like I said, was in this movie. Anyway, let's go back to the beginning of scene of Infinity War. Thanos being Hulk. We'll get to Hulk's character a little bit later on. And by the way, I'm not covering a lot. There's too much to cover. I'm trying to keep this movie review short and simple. Try to make it like a 30 to 40 minute movie review. It's too much to cover. Anyway, so he killed the Asgardians. Loki. They're teasing like Loki's gonna join Thanos. Be in Thanos' side. It's part of Loki's character. He's the god of mischief. He's torturing Thor. Says give me. Was it? I think Thanos is referring to Loki. Give me the stone, or your brother's missing the head or losing the head. I don't know what he's doing. He's kind of sapping Thor's head. I don't know what. It's not like If you watch the movie from the DC animated universe, it's called Justice League God of Monsters. You had this guy basically blasted Darkseid's head off. It's not on the same level, And then he gave Loki gave Thanos the Tesseract, the Space Stone, And also, they kind of, yeah, you kind of establish, look, Thanos, this is a personal, actually it's a creature, but this is a creature you do not impose to mess with, man. He basically killed he killed Heimdall because Heimdall sent Hulk back to Earth. First time Hulk was in Earth since, Age of Ultron. He left Earth, on the Queen Jet, He went on to Sakaar, become the Grandmaster's, champion. And now he's back on Earth. And then you had Thanos said that was a mistake, and he stabbed Heimdall in the heart. Heimdall was played by Idris Elba, and that you had basically you had Thor showing no. I think he said you gotta pay, and then you got a Ebony Man for that. I don't know what actor played him. He kind of cast some metal wrap around Thor, and then he silence him. And Loki, like I say, he's trying to. I thought like he's gonna team up with Thanos. Loki's better off as a. I'm putting it in wrestling terms. He's better off as a heel than a babyface because he was a babyface at this moment in time. He thought he's gonna join Thanos' side, but instead he's betrayed him. You could tell like he's not stabbing his brother in the heart. Not actually stabbing him in the heart, but basically. Go back to be the old Loki from, not Dark World, but in, Thor 1 and Avengers 1. He grabs the sword and he's trying to stab Thanos, but Thanos used one of the stones to slow down. I think it was the Time Stone to slow down, Loki's momentum of trying to the strike of his sword. Actually, it was a dagger. But I thought, like, he could do two things. Thanos could kill Loki. Stabbed him with the dagger, but instead he choked Loki, and Loki's final words that you'll never be a god, and Thanos basically crushed Loki's neck, and had Thor say no because he lost his brother. He lost it, but man, Thor lost a lot of he's lost his loved ones, over the period of 4 years, actually 5 years. He lost her mother in Dark World, killed by Malekith's henchman. That was in Dark World, the 2013 movie. And then he lost multiple times Loki. Get to that shortly. He lost Odin in Ragnarok. Yeah, not too much on her sister, her friend. I don't know what I call Heimdall his friend. He got killed in this movie. Loki the same. And Thanos, after he killed Loki, says no resurrection next time. I know resurrections. I'm trying to say. He said no resurrection this time because Loki. The MCU over the years they kind of teased Loki's death over the years in Thor 1, Dark World, and this movie. Like in Dark World, he fall off. You could tell fall off the gateway into another planet after Thor broke the gateway between Asgard and Earth. Then he got stabbed in Dark World. He came back in the post-credit scene of Thor 1 that set up Avengers 1. And then he got stabbed by one of Malekith's men, in Dark World. He came back disguised as Odin, and now he's dead in this movie. It's confirmed that the current Loki is dead. I thought that was Tom Hiddleston's last appearance in the MCU. Unfortunately, I was wrong, because he appeared in Endgames in the time-traveling sequence, and then he stole the Tesseract. And that was, I'll get to Endgames in the future. You can tell that's slowly building the seeds of the Loki show. You can tell Loki in that. Let's get a mini preview of Loki show. You can tell Loki is now a villain. Still, he hadn't developed the character. Going onto that same path as Thor. In those, into Dark World, into Ragnarok. No, he's just gonna be the villain. I think people like Loki as a villain. I'll get to Loki. Haven't got long until the Loki show. I think it's about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I think it's 2. I'd say 3.5 weeks. Anyway, so you can tell it made Thor motive to kill Thanos because he killed his friend, he killed his people, friends and family, he killed Heimdall, he killed his brother Loki. Loki said about, he springs up, he's the Prince of Jotunheim, but he said Odin's son, but basically they never convinced that, Loki's Odin's son, so. And anyway, so that was enough spiel of that. And also, let's talk about Hulk in this movie. I saw the trailer of Infinity War, before I saw it, in cinemas. You see Hulk running down the battlefield this is in Wakanda. That was in the trailer, but in the movie, you never seen Hulk again. But he had that one bit with Thanos in the beginning scene of the movie, and after that, you never see him ever again. When Banner keeps smacking, basically in the face to sum up the Hulk, and the Hulk is called no. It's funny part. This is in the third act of the movie. He was in the Hulk Buster. He's trying to do the same thing. He said no, and Banner says, screw you, you big green asshole. You can tell Hulk has a mind of his own. But I said in my review of Ragnarok, I think this movie, Infinity War and Endgames, they did a disservice of the character of the Hulk. Because Banner is the brains and Hulk is the brawn. People want to see the Hulk as the Hulk. We don't want to see Professor Hulk. I think they wasted the opportunity to see the Hulk in this scene, in the Wakanda fight scene, in the battle scene in the third act. He can probably. I wish they just did. I wish Banner just basically finally summed up the Hulk. Bust out of the Hulk Buster, kick fucking ass, and get his win over Thanos, because Thanos won the first fight. But he never got his win back. I'm not saying he killed Thanos, but, he could beat him once or twice, and then Thanos get his win back, teasing like he's gonna kill Hulk, but he didn't. Yeah, like I said, they did disservice of the Hulk character in this movie and Endgames, That's another story for another time, so. It's funny part with Banner, because they're in Wakanda, Rhodey Banner tells Rhodey, should I bow? He's trying to bow because, and Charles the king, And then Rhodey says, of course, he's the king. And then Charles said, we don't do that. He kind of laughed. I kind of laughed at that. Anyway. And also, the reason why this movie was absolute good, because they're collabing heroes they never met before. You've got basically the stuff with, Doctor Strange and Iron Man, Spider-Man. Funny part in the beginning. This is in the first act. Basically, you had Tony and Pepper jogging, and then you got Stephen Strange arrives, says introduce himself. I'm sorry, congratulations about your wedding, and also I think in the was it New York Spectrum, he was stretching because he's working out, because he does work out. Robert Downey Jr. He's I don't talk about his physique, because in the first movie he was jacked. He's not like he's completely scrawny, Robert Downey Jr. No, he's in good shape. Yeah, he's on the conundrum, and the cloak smacked him in the back of the head. They did a lot of collabing, heroes he never met before. Yeah, you had the stuff with Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor and the Guardians. Mostly with Rocket and Groot. We got this collab between the two Chris's. Helmsworth and Pratt. You got Star-Lord mocking about Thor's voice, because he wants to go to, was it Nidotville? That's the place he wants to go, and he was going to go to, he asked for the pod, and then, Star-Lord says, absolutely not, you're not gonna take this pod today. He's basically and then you got Thor saying, you're mocking me? Are you copying me? He's basically mocking his voice. And then you got other Guardian says, why your voice is deeper? And it's I kind of laugh at that, between Thor and Quill. It's a good collab, because we never got a collab between another Chris, Chris Pratt and Chris Evans. That's another story of another time. Yeah, I'm using their real names over their characters' names, so. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm trying to keep it short and simple, this movie review, because there's too much to cover. So he went to Notteville with Rocket, he also gave Thor the eye, because I think because I review, not Dark World, Guardians 2, you had, basically, Groot wants to get, Yondu's fin. He misunderstood what they're saying, because Groot was kind of like a baby in Guardians 2, but in this movie he was a teenager. He was playing his game, and then I think Quill's telling him do not stop playing that game, and Groot's like, I am Groot. It's like, whoa, who gives you that language? You know, I'm guessing in Guardians 3 he'll be the Groot from Guardians 1. That's my prediction. Or maybe in I don't think he's in Love and Thunder, but he went to Nighterville. And by the way, we got a fucking appearance of Peter Dinklage as Itri, if that's his name. He's kind of like the weapon maker. You know, basically, yeah, Thor create, make, I don't know, make the spaceship work. It's not really a planet. It was more like a spaceship or space station. They made, they basically made the weapon. They made the war axe because you know his hammer got destroyed by Hela in Ragnarok. He made the hammer, and also let's do the the two Chris's, the other two Chris's. You know, Thor and Cap. And yeah, Cap returned. You haven't saw Cap since Civil War 2 years 2 years ago, but 2 years later, he changed his different look. You know, he ended up growing his beard, grew out his hair long, and then like in the Wakanda scene, you had Thor and Cap. You copied my image, you copied my beard look. You know, the Cap said to Thor, new haircut. You copied my beard look. You know, because Cap used to have like short hair, clean shave, and Thor has the long hair. Now the flip is script. You know, you got Cap with the long hair and the beard, and Thor with the short hair, and he still got the beard. You know, I like the war axe. That was good. It played a massive part in this movie. Anyway, so let's get to Gamora. Gamora played a massive part of this movie. You got they kind of for years now in the two Guardians movie. You had her and Quill like the share feelings to each other. You know, they're teasing like they're gonna kiss in the first movie. Then the second movie, they managed to kiss in this movie. And then the funny part, you had Drax. You know, Drax with he's eating. You know, what's it called? The Sorgnauts. You know, he's like I can I got a special ability to stand pretty still. And he's eating it very slowly. I can move very slowly. I'm invincible. You know, I'm visible. He's trying to say I'm invisible when Manta's showing up. It's like, hi Drax, and he's like, damn it. I said in my review of Guardians 2, I think Dave Batista kind of made the character worked. You know, he had that personality and charisma, and also he said like I'll get to one scene a little bit later on. So yeah, he had to like Quill and Gamora had their moments, and Drax is only one, standing there, and Quill says, "How long do you stand there?" "An hour." It's mad, he's like eating that. I think it was crisp or nuts very slowly. When he did that, I kind of laughed at that, I heard rumors like Batista wants to leave. That's another topic for another time. So yeah, get back to Gamora. Gamora, you could tell they told a good story and brought the backstory of Thanos and Gamora. And Drax is also wants revenge on Thanos because he name dropped Thanos in Guardians 1 because it's not Ronan's the one who killed Drax's parents. Not Drax's parents, sorry. Drax's family, his daughter and his wife, but he wants Thanos. And then, when he gets going after Thanos, they're in the arena of the Collector. The Collector, I don't think he got killed. I think he got disappeared. He even got blipped or something. I think like Thanos used the Reality Stone, and also he at this moment in time he got 2 stones in this movie. He was going for the third. Because he's got the Mind Stone and the Power Stone because Thor name dropped that he went to Sandar and destroyed. I think he wiped out fucking Sandar because the Guardians gave the Power Stone to the Nova Corps. Unfortunately, never seen that. I think he probably obliterate the Nova Corps because Thanos can do that, because Thanos is basically the dark side of the MCU or the Marvel Universe. Anyway, so Drax was going after Thanos. Thanos kind of splashing into pieces. He didn't kill him, but I think it was just distraction. He probably would do that, And also he did the same to Mantis. And also, Gamora tells Quill not to promise me to kill her. But Quill will never do that. They're teasing like Quill's going to kill Gamora, but instead he's blaster gun turned into the gun with a bubble gun. Anyway, so let's get to the death of Gamora. Yeah, you know, yeah, I can't believe they did that. A lot of people think it was emotional, but I thought that was a shocking moment. You know, in the backstory of this, you had like Gamora as a kid. You know, you got Thanos' army invade her own planet. You had Thanos meet Gamora for the first time, and gave you know Gamora the small knife, and then yeah, the teaser like Gamora killed Thanos, like stabbing in the chest, stabbing in the neck, you know, but he didn't. He plays. It's just playing mind games of the stone. He used the stone to play to get into play, you know, mind games towards Gamora. And then you know, and also yeah, the scene with Gamora, you know, Gamora as a kid with Thanos, and then seeing like Thanos made Gamora turn her head because his army's shooting down the people of her own planet. That is fucking dark. That is terrorist looking shit. And also yeah, in the Winter for Mia, you can tell the emotional reaction of Gamora for the first time. She never saw some emotionness in the first two Guardians movie, but in this movie you know, she thought she could kill Thanos, but and then when Thanos tortured Nebula, that was minutes later, because she's trying to protect her sister because they put their differences aside in the end of Guardians 2. Went to Vormir because they were looking for the Soul Stone, and also we got the return of Red Skull. We haven't saw Red Skull since Captain America 1. Unfortunately, that's not. I don't know what actor plays Red Skull in this movie, and also in Endgame. Because the original Red Skull, played by Hugo Weaving, who was not in it, I think he refused, I don't know, but yeah, he kind of killed Gamora. Gamora tell his true feelings towards Thanos about, you know, the universe judged you, you asked for that prize, to tell you no, you know, you love nothing, no one, you failed, and then Thanos says, you know, I jeopardized this mission once, I'm not gonna do it again, even for you. And you know, yeah, Gamora trying to stab her with Thanos' dagger or little knife, but instead he turned it into bubbles and he dragged her into the cliff. This is way, I don't know which one's way better. This scene in Vormir or the Vormir scene at Endgame between you know Hawkeye and Black Widow. We'll get to Endgames late, really. In the near future, because I haven't got long in this MCU movie review series. We've got this movie to review, then Ant-Man and the Wasp, then Captain Marvel, Endgames, and Far From Home. Anyway, we got 5 more movies to go. Anyway, so yeah, Thanos threw Gamora off the cliff and managed to get the Soul Stone. And then minutes later, and also we got a really fun collab with not just with Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. We got also the collab with the Guardians, the half of the Guardians, because you got Thor, Rocket, and also Thor keeps calling Rocket Rabbit because Rocket's a raccoon. Yeah, Thor, Rocket, Groot, teaming up with Thor. You got the other part of the Guardians, that's Quill, Drax, Mantis, teaming up with, you know, Tony, Peter, that's Spider-Man, Tony's Iron Man, Doctor Strange. They did the whole Gamora bit, that was funny. Yeah, the Quill says, you know, I'm gonna ask you once, where's Gamora? And Tony says, I'm gonna ask you, Bear, you know, who is Gamora? And Drax says, you know, I'll do one better. Why is Gamora? I think they made a t-shirt of Drax says, why is Gamora? I kind of laughed, you know, I'm going to repeat it again. You know, you go like, Quill says, where's Gamora? And then Tony says, who's Gamora? And Drax says, why is Gamora? I kind of laughed at that. Yeah, and then also, I liked it way better, the collab between, you know, the Guardians, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. And also, like, they're in Titan, and they're trying to like come up with this plan, and Drax is yawning. I'm sorry, are you yawning? Yeah, I said I'm yawning because I think I'm yawning when you said we need a plan. You know, he has this funny one-liners, Drax. You know. Anyway, so I like the fight scene of, you know, Thanos and Guardians, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, you know, in Titan. I think that's the name of the planet. And the funny part, you had Quill with the middle finger. They made a meme of it, you know. You give Thanos the middle finger, says boom, and made a meme of that. And also, and bring up the death of Gamora. Nebula was also in. I think he took Nebula with her to Titan, and Nebula tells, you know, everyone that Gamora died. You know, Thanos took her to Vormir because they ground Thanos down to remove the gauntlet. Quill got, you know, emotional, and he said, did you do it? Tell me, did you do it?" And he had to, and he had Tony's face. We nearly got his off. And also he got pissed off because he loved Gamora at this moment in time, and then he hit Thanos multiple times. Yeah, he was grieving. He didn't cry in this movie. He did cry in the first movie, and then he cried in the second movie because of the loss of Yondu. And and also for Gamora, man, I don't know why Thanos did that, because you raised Gamora like her own daughter, but you raise her like her own daughter, and then you kind of throw that relation away because you're trying to make this universe a better place. Your goal is to try to wipe out billions and billions of living creatures off the galaxy. Why can't you be better have her with her by your side? I don't get it. I understand, like, she hurt you. I don't know why she hurt you. People say, it'll better off. Why Thanos killed Nebula, take Nebula for Mia, and to get the Soul Stone. But for once, like, Thanos didn't really know how to get the Soul Stone. And second, I don't think Thanos hate Nebula. No, I don't think. I think Thanos do not like Nebula. She likes Gamora over Nebula because they're not really sisters. Because Gamora's the proper alien. Nebula's kind of like the cyborg. They kind of like, I don't know. They never like did a scene how Gamora and Nebula met. I think that was a wasted opportunity. They might see it probably in Guardians 3. We don't know. But yeah, why Thanos? I think Thanos have to do it. He don't meant to do it because he wants to complete his mission. Wiping a lot of people from the planet. It's not that was really emotional, but again, we saw Gamora appeared in Endgame. That'll be the 2014 Gamora from Guardians 1. Another story for another time. So. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I don't want to cover a lot of, too much to cover a lot. And also we had also Black Widow coming back, came back, this time with blonde hair. That's really Scarlett Johansson's real hair color, because her hair color is blonde. I don't know if that's a wig or made Scarlett Johansson dye her hair red, because in the comics, Black Widow has red hair. You had a bit of a collab between, you had the face-to-face stare between Banner, Bruce Banner and Natasha. This was in the Avengers headquarters. They never have some dialogue, how they put their they're gonna be friends at this moment of time. They kind of tease the love interest in Age of Ultron. You can tell Banner doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to have kids because he kind of moved away from love because his number one love interest is Betty Ross. That's another story, another time. We had Thunderbolt Ross as a cameo in this movie, in hologram form. You kind of confront Cap about, all of a sudden, you're forgetting, because he refused to sign the Accords, and, if you're not in this fight, I'm going to fight you. I can't remember the dialogues. We had a cameo appearance of Thunderbolt Ross. We haven't saw him since Civil War 2 years ago. I don't think we're going to see Thunderbolt Ross, William Hurt in that role in the She-Hulk show, because Mark Ruffalo's in it. I don't think Thunderbolt Ross is in it. I think, I don't think... I'll get to She-Hulk, that's in the future, so... Anyway, so I think I covered most of it. They got the Time Stone from Titan, and the Mind Stone, that's from Vision's forehead. Yeah, he got stabbed by Thanos' lackey in Scotland, and then he got stabbed in Wakanda. They're trying to destroy this Time Stone before Thanos got it. You had Elizabeth Olsen, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, to destroy the Soul Stone, the Mind Stone, sorry. Yeah, it's the Mind Stone because the Soul Stone's orange. Wanda destroyed the Mind Stone and also destroyed Vision in the process. To see the facial expression of Scarlet Witch, crying. We see that in the beginning of Civil War when she accidentally didn't really kill Rumlow, but you could tell. I said in my review that I think it was a good the right call to cast Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. You know, I said in my, I didn't really say it in my review of WandaVision because you know she is a really good actress. You know, there's better future projects, you know, in the future for Elizabeth Olsen. You know, you can tell like this the MCU kind of put her career on the map. Yeah, she did that crappy Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston, but that's another story for another time. But yeah, seeing the emotional that she's not going to see Vision ever again because she went from hell. She can't even catch a break. I didn't really say that in my review of WandaVision, but I'm going to say it again. She can't even catch a break. You know, she lost her brother in Age of Ultron after, you know, basically after Ultron killing Pietro, Quicksilver, and now she, you know, Vision's dead, and also Thanos basically he said about I know what you like, and also he used the Time Stone, reversed it. Instead of like, you know, Wanda destroying Vision and the souls of the Mind Stone, you know, he kind of reversed back in time. He grabbed Vision, ripped the basically the Mind Stone off his forehead, and he died. You know, that set up. He got all 6 stones, and yeah, I thought that was his last movie. I thought like Infinity War, that was, you know, Paul Bettany's swan song because I'm glad they did this movie in April because April marks the 10-year anniversary. I'm talking about 2018 marks the 10-year anniversary of the MCU. Was it formed? You know, he's been there for 10 years, and then that's not. I thought that was his last movie. Unfortunately, that was not the case. You know, he came back in WandaVision, but I think WandaVision. I said in my review of the last episode of WandaVision that I think Paul Bettany. I think this show, WandaVision, the last episode was basically Paul Bettany's swan song in the MCU. I don't think they're gonna, you know, capitalize on the White Vision. I think it'd be like it feel like it's the stuff with Leader, you know, from the Incredible Hulk movie from 2008. You know, they had this guy supposed to be Leader. You never see him ever again. They never went full throttle on a sequel, you know, and I don't think they're gonna do a sequel to Incredible Hulk anytime soon, you know, because Mark Ruffalo's in the She-Hulk show. Anyway, so. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so, and also there's one funny bit with Bucky, you know, this time with the Wakandian arm, with long hair, this time with a beard. I think it was, Endgames was the last time with the beard, because in Falcon and the Winter Soldier he had short hair. Yeah, the nightmare sequence with long hair. You know, go and check my review of the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know, I'm plugging my previous episodes, you know, shows I did, you know, anyway, so you had Rocket, you know, on Bucky's arm. He's shooting down the creatures, and Rocket says, you know, how much with the gun? And he said, not for sale. How much with the arm? He walked away. I'm gonna get that arm. Gotta laugh at that. Anyway, so let's talk about the blip. And also another funny part. You had basically to bring up the dance-off from Guardians 1 between Quill and Ronan, and they bring up Footloose. They did a reference to Kevin Bacon. They name-dropped Kevin Bacon in this movie. And, you know, and Quill says, you know, is it the greatest movie ever? And I think, like, Spider-Man says no. You know, I kind of pop for that because in Guardians 2, they referenced David Hasselhoff, you know, because Gamora, you know, say his name wrong. I think it was called Sandro Hasselfro. And, you know, you had Ego shape-shifting, you know, form David Hasselhoff as Knight Rider, you know. And I forgot to say this, you know, it's really funny that, you know, Guardians 2, you know, they managed to bring in David Hasselhoff in this movie, but in WandaVision they didn't even bring Bryan Cranston because that show they're referencing Malcolm in the Middle. Why didn't they even bring Malcolm in the Middle? Not Malcolm in the Middle, but Bryan Cranston, you know, in WandaVision as a cameo, you know. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 did it with David Hasselhoff, but WandaVision, that was a wasted opportunity. So, anyway, so, yeah, let's talk about the blip. And, yeah, the blip, Thor kind of stabbed Thanos in the chest with the war axe, and you had Thanos says, you should have gone for the head, and he did, you know, snap my finger, he did the snap, And Thor got it right in Endgames. We'll get to that movie next time. Actually, not next time. I'm reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp, but in the future. So everyone disappeared. You know, people cried. I heard people a lot cry for the blip, including Spider-Man's death for his blipped. You know, he cried. You know, he said, "I don't want to die. I don't want to die," and you see him lifeless and then disappeared. You know, you got Bucky disappeared, Falcon disappeared, Scarlet Witch disappeared, Quill disappeared, Drax disappeared, Mantis disappeared. Boy, Doctor Strange disappeared, Spider-Man disappeared. Let's talk about the post-credit scene. We got Maria Hill disappeared, Nick Fury disappeared. He clicks this device that calls up Captain Marvel. That set up Captain Marvel for next year's movie. We'll get to that movie in the future. So yeah, people find it emotional. For me, I found it shocked, you know. And also in the ending to see Thanos in his own planet, you know, sitting towards near the sun with that smile on his mouth, in his face, towards his face. You got that grin. You know, that really closed out the movie. I said to myself, holy shit, they managed to pull it off, you know. Instead of like the superheroes have the last laugh, you know, they saved the world, but in this movie, you know, Thanos has the last laugh, you know, he got that, you know, that smile on his face, you know, he did it, you know. He wiped out a lot of people, a lot of living things in the galaxy. And he managed to did that, you know. I think the Russo twins kind of set the bar higher, you know, in this movie, in Endgames. We don't know if the future movies reach the standards, you know, in Phase 4. You know, this year we got the like Black Widow. Was it Internals? That's the next. I think that's a movie. Yeah, I think that was a movie. Yeah, we got Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way From Home. You know, I think the Russo brothers kind of like, you know, set the ball high and made a really good movie, you know, instead of like the heroes, you know, save the day, no, the villains had the last laugh, you know. I think they just did a really good job, man. You know, it's just like, wow, I just go, wow, man, they pull it off. And, you know, Thanos has that victory. He didn't really victory dance, but he had that victory dance. He got victory was his. You know, got the stones, wiped out a lot of people towards a lot of around the galaxy. And yeah, it planted the seeds of Endgames, you know. You got the original members of the Avengers, you know, still around, you know, that was Iron Man, Hulk or Banner at this moment in time, Black Widow, Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye. We won't see him until Endgame. I think you got Rocky, who's the remaining Guardian, still around. Nebula's around. So yeah, it's planting the seeds, and Rhodey is also around as well. Pepper didn't got blipped, so yeah, planting the seeds of Endgame. Wow. It's just like wow. You know, I think it was a really good movie. Having these heroes that never met before collab. I like the collaboration between Guardians. Half of Guardians. You know, Quill, Drax, Mantis, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. I don't mind. You know, the collab between Rocket, Thor, and Groot. But you know, that's just me. So. I give it 5 stars out of 5, man. This is the best movie. I'm gonna review it again. Not review it, but I'm gonna rate that movie again if I do it, and that'll be in the future. I'll give Endgames 5.5 stars. You know, I get my reason why I give it 5.5 stars if I review Endgame. So, yeah, I think that I cover most of the movie. Hope you enjoy my review of Avengers Infinity War, one of the best movies, really the #1 best movie of the MCU to this day. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, smash the like button, and subscribe to the Central Mind Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos, Marvel videos, and more. And next time, we haven't got long. We got about 4 more movies to review until the MCU movie review series is nearly about to come to an end. You know, I really enjoy reviewing these movies, because I start doing it in January. Now we're nearly in June, so it's been nearly half a year since I reviewed the MCU movies. So yeah, the next movie part of the MCU I'm going to review, a part of Phase 3, that is Ant-Man and the Wasp. That'll be next time. You know, Ant-Man and the Wasp, it was a bit, I think it's the weakest movie of 2018. Out of the three movies, I watched a lot of good movies, superhero movies of 2018. So I saw Black Panther, Infinity War, Deadpool 2. That was good. Aquaman, that was fun. That was fun. I like Jason Momoa. And Venom, that was in October. That was 2 months before I saw Aquaman. So I saw some good superhero movies in 2018. I don't know. I think 2018, 2017 are basically the heyday of the MCU. We don't know if like 2021, 2022, if Phase 4 is gonna live up the hype. Phase 3 is the best phase of the MCU. Depending if Phase 4 gonna live up the standards. Anyway, I'm gonna end this movie review. So like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. If I miss a most important bit in this movie I forgot to talk about, sorry, just write it down in the comment section below. Yeah, check you later, guys. I'm out.